being lazy, can we? And shall we? So, laziness, right? Oh, man. How do I get into this without sounding a little tough on the viewers? Let me just tell you, we can spend a whole lot of time um, on the planet just taking up space. We're not in a sense of urgency to do or accomplish anything. And so when that is the case, we are just existing and living and just going along with the flow of life. And then, of course, if we bombard our minds with TV, social media, um, the societal uproars and things that goes on, we spend a heck of a lot of time watching what someone else is saying or doing, and we're really not exercising our mind. So let me be honest. If we don't start exercising our mind, we will lose it. Just to let you know, we must exercise our mind, and we need to stretch our thought process in order to advance our mindset. Or our mind doesn't grow, our thoughts stay stagnant, and our life never becomes what we want it to be because we stay stuck. Here's what's true. I'm going to give you essential things that you can use today so that you're not lazy, to broaden your mind, to challenge your thoughts and beliefs and programming, to get you up out of your mental slumber. It's not hard, but it's essential. See, a lot of times we never want to talk. No, I don't smoke. You don't want to talk about what's real. But in order for us to broaden our minds and think, we can't see outside of what it is because we're stuck in a slumber. Our minds are asleep because we're not really trying to advance the mind, stretch the mind, think about something. After school, we hated studying. It was no fun because studying wasn't something we realized that we should be doing every day. It's very, very important. Trust me. I'm telling you. Now, remember I said that in order to develop wisdom, you got to use your mind. And in order to develop any type of thought process and being able to make decisions, you've got to use your mind. And in order to use your mind, you've got to challenge what you think. You have to question what your beliefs are. You have to get out of your slumber of just going along with whatever's going on TV, on social media. Get up out of that slumber or you're going to have a lazy mind. The mind has to be challenged. The beliefs have to be debunked. This is how we stop racism and hatred, by actually taking our time and paying attention to, oh, I need to think. Yes, you do. Thinking is essential. Thinking is very important, but we'll stay lazy. And I don't want to get up. I don't want to think. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. But understand, if you don't use your mind, you're going to lose your mind to depression, to sadness, to feeling like you can't get anything, can't go anywhere. This is why it comes to be. Here's how you can develop, really develop a different mindset. Challenge what you believe. If you have any type of hang up or prejudice or you think a certain way, go and get involved with people that see it completely different from you. Do it. I'm telling you, this works. As soon as you have or build a prejudice or build a presumption or you think, oh, I know about that, you don't because you haven't studied it. You have a prejudice about someone because you don't like the way they act or how they look or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm being lazy right now. I'm laying down. I'm relaxed because I'm showing you what's real. This is real laziness right here. This is how we look when we're lazy and we're not getting anything done. But are we? How we get things done and change things is by challenging our mind. Go and check in on your own personal questions and assumptions of things. Realize that life is so full of it. Everything you think you know, you don't. So question some things. Here's what's going to blow your mind. I might think that I believe in something, right? And I might change my whole way of seeing something just by one conversation. I learned the most information and most vital information from a rabbi about sex, love, and marriage. I was like, I would have never knew this information. Shout out to Rabbi Friedman. Powerful rabbi. Then I learned about just challenging my own personal thinking of reality and how I'm moving and what I'm seeing and building a new awareness from a mystic. Shout out to Said Garu. I have all kinds of teachers while I'm here, but I also study a lot. One phenomenal woman that is out here also doing what I do, trying to open mindsets and creating some difference of opinions and changing people from getting so warped into everybody else's thinking and taking it to a different extreme and coming up with a plan to learn. Another sister out here, shout out to Love Dorsey. I learn a lot from a lot of people. But outside of that, I study, I read, I pay attention. I get involved. I learn something about what I don't know. If I don't know something, I go and check and I go and study it. I don't assume, well, I'll just do it this way because I know already. You don't know. When we don't use our minds, we lose it. We stay so focused and so stuck in our opinions and our biases. And we never really sit back and wonder, wait a minute, am I really, truly in a good space, headspace to help someone? How am I out here being truly a coach and I can't hear any opposing views? I can't be around someone who sees things different than me. How? That doesn't make any sense. Well, here's what's true. When you do truly have people that have opposing views around you, it actually helps you to open your awareness and realize that, you know what, I can listen to your view, even if I see it differently, and then take my time with that understanding of where you're coming from, and then study on my own and kind of think on my own, well, how would I see it if I looked at it your way? Not for personally converting per se, but just to open my mind to seeing someone living or doing something different without me trying to sit here and be a judge of them. That's not my job. I'm here to coach and guide and help people. I'm not here to sit here and look my nose down at everybody that does it different. I might find out something that I want to apply in my own life. Why would I do that? Well, unfortunately, when you get so overly consumed with trends or watching TV or getting so into this narrative of everybody says and this is how everybody thinks and oh my goodness, you can't think outside the box. Instead of staying so submerged in someone else's thinking, maybe I should think on my own. Maybe I should gather my own understanding of something and then apply my own thinking towards that rather than letting everybody else help me form my own opinion. No. This is what wisdom is. This is what I do. I don't form opinion based upon everybody else's thinking. That's not how I do it. And that's how I would encourage you not to do it. Because sometimes we have to change. We have to reinvent. We have to go and study doing something differently. We have to reinvent our thinking. We have to challenge our mindset or we'll stay stuck. Life isn't forever. It isn't. So what we need to do is just sit back and say, wait a minute. Okay, so basically, coach, what you're telling me is I need to challenge my mind? Absolutely. Stop being so closed-minded. Closed minds can't ever be opened up to different thinking. And they're usually very biased. They're also very prejudiced because they can't get away from truly seeing something else besides the way they see it. And unfortunately, in this lifetime, there's so many people on the planet. There's so many good people. But unfortunately, we just get so nurtured into, well, I want to tell you what I think. And I think it this way. And you're just this and this and this. It's like, oh my goodness. Can't we just see it differently for a change? I mean, really. Also, when we don't open up our minds to outside thinking, we can be controlled. Sadly. We can be abused. Unfortunately. And many, many people have been abused because they don't have the capability to think outside the box. Also, most people that don't think get swooped up into drama, madness. Here's what's true. When you don't think, you stay so lazy. Laziness really corrupts your ability to think, your ability to change. And the truth is, we had significant change from when we were born to now. We are in the same body, but this body has transformed. I'm talking about really transformed. If we take when we were born, our weight and size, and we think about our weight and size today, it's completely different. So change is essential. Yet if we don't educate our mind, and we don't challenge our mind, and we don't make decisions, and we don't stretch our thought process, our minds will never mature. Our minds will stay stuck. And will only be excited about what everybody else is excited about. We won't want to really, truly question some of the mass thinking. We just get so consumed by TV and television and everybody's conversations. It's like, what does that have to do with me? When you're a real thinker, you just step out of that thinking. You're like, I don't have that to do. I got to transform lives. I don't have time for the narratives and the silliness. I don't have time for that. I know my purpose though, so it's a little different. But also, I don't have a problem with learning somebody that thinks differently than me. I don't have a problem with that. Everybody in my peer group doesn't have to be a person that thinks just like me. If that's the case, what's the sense in being a friend? What we're doing is a lot of times we'll have friendships because we want to have someone to uphold how we see things. And that's not necessarily healthy. You don't have anybody in your life to challenge your mindset? You might want to reconsider that. It's your coach, Carla Nicole. I'm out of here. Best kept.